Haram al-Sharif, which is like the holy esplanade in the center of the old city of Jerusalem, where you have these mosques, right? Al-Aqsa Mosque and the Dome of the Rock. And what he wants to do is to turn it into a temple, a Jewish temple, come abattoir. Not just a place of prayer, but a place where on Jewish holidays they will sacrifice over 10,000 animals. Over 10,000 animals. This is what he wants to turn that area into, to demolish the mosques, which by any standard, probably talking about the most beautiful structures in the entire country. Of course, holy to Muslims all over the world, and for Palestinian people, a potent symbol of Palestinian nationalism. And Kahane wants to crush it, to demolish them, and build a Jewish temple on their ruins. So, all along, Kahane had held this in regard. This is his objective, and he preached for this. But today, if once this was considered, this is beyond the pale, this is crazy, this is so far from the mainstream of Israeli society, today it's firmly in the mainstream of Israeli society. You'd be surprised. This is the chief rabbi of the Templar movement in Israel. And this guy, he is a straight Kahanist. When Kahane was running for the Knesset, this guy was his number 2. And now he's the chief rabbi of the Templar movement. This is Israel Ariel, the man who, in the early 80s, he actually was arrested by Israeli police and charged with sedition for planning with other Kahanists, Israeli soldiers, to tunnel under the Dome of the Rock in the Al-Aqsa Mosque, to dig and to come up and then take over and turn it into a Jewish settlement. That was his plan. So he was arrested, and then just a few years later, the Israeli Minister of Religious Affairs is already granting Israel Ariel a mandate to start his Temple Institute to teach Israeli students, school children, about the glory of Jewish temples past and to yearn for new Jewish temples in the future. This is, again, my tax money from 2 different ministries, the Culture Ministry and the Education Ministry, funding this man to try to teach Israeli youth to want to build these temples instead of the mosques that exist there currently. And again, this isn't fringe. Here is Israel Ariel getting the famed Jerusalem Prize from the mayor of Jerusalem at that time, Nir Barkat. Okay? Here is Israel Ariel in the Knesset. I took this photo in the Knesset, receiving a standing ovation from members of Knesset and from ministers. So this is the level of mainstreaming of the, when we're talking about Israel Ariel, where it's not just that he wants to ethnically cleanse Israel and its so-called internationally recognized borders and boundaries. No. That's not enough for him. And it's not even enough to ethnically cleanse the country in its maximal borders of greater Israel, with the Egyptian Sinai and the Golan Heights and the West Bank and the East Bank. And no. He goes further. He actually wants it all. He wants Lebanon. He wants the entire Middle East. I actually recorded him saying this. We will conquer Iraq, Turkey. We will get to Iran too. The mosques and the Christian spires and their crosses come down. If not, you kill all of their males by sword. You only leave the woman. Chief rabbi of the Templar movement, paid by my tax money,